What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Devilcog podcast. This is my first episode of this new podcast. In today's episode, I'll be obviously explaining why my voice sounds the way it does, why it's a bit more smooth than it usually is. Sometimes I'm usually more excited in my videos. I'm going to be talking about when I went to Cork, my plans for the future with my social media and everything like that, where I've been, which is probably how you've gotten here from my main channel video. I'm going to be talking about my friend's growth on social media, what my plans are with him, and I'm also going to be talking about COVID. So let's just get straight into it. So I just want to start off with saying this first topic is just kind of come out of nowhere. So today I went and I got a COVID test this morning at around 11 a.m. This is because previously, around a week and a half ago, nearly 2 weeks now, one of my friends got COVID, as he works in a hotel. Obviously, when you work in a hotel, you're dealing with people that are coming in from other places throughout the country, and then obviously also other countries. And he works alongside three of my other friends. They're in the same working group, so obviously they're right beside each other all the time. And then he received COVID, so obviously they received COVID. Now, out of those friends, there's four of them, and one of them got a COVID test, although he wasn't with him directly. He got a COVID test anyway. And on Saturday, he got his COVID test back, and it came back negative. So he came out with us because my birthday was on the Wednesday prior. He came out with us because, obviously because I had work, I didn't go out with them. And he got his COVID test back. He came back negative, so he came out with us. And when he came out with us, I jokingly said, like, oh, watch it be our luck. The ones that didn't get COVID, watch it be our luck, and it be a false negative. Then I'm recording this on a Thursday, so on the Wednesday afternoon, he got another COVID test on Tuesday, I believe. So on Wednesday, he got his test results back for his second test, and he came back positive. I was in contact with him on this Saturday, and then he helped me build my PC on the Monday. So that's how I came in contact with him. So I guess I'm a close contact. Although I had my mask on and everything like that, I was still near him. So I went off this morning and I went and got a COVID test. Hopefully, I'm negative. I don't really have any symptoms right now, although I could be asymptomatic or they could just come later. But I got the COVID test anyway, and I'm probably going to get another one just to make sure, since he got a false negative. So, just want to make sure that if I test negative for this, that I am actually negative. And so that's actually the reason I'm recording this podcast right now, because I should be in work, but I'm not, which is annoying. But basically, as I'm just recording these YouTube videos and this podcast, I'm just waiting on the response of if I have COVID or not, because if I do have COVID, I'm going to have to be in quarantine for 2 weeks, which is quite a stress. But if I don't have COVID, obviously I can just go back to work and stuff like that, which would be the more ideal thing of, not wasting 2 weeks of my summer. But if I do have it, just for safety reasons, I'm obviously going to have to quarantine. Now, as I just spoke there about, COVID and all that, I just want to let you guys know where I've been. So I believe my last upload was around 3 months ago, and the ones before that, there was like maybe 2 or 3 I haven't regularly uploaded in, I believe, 5 months. And the reason for that was that back in, I think, February, my laptop, which is where I was recording, streaming, editing, like just basically it was where I was making my YouTube videos. The motherboard crashed and all that, and basically my laptop crashed, so I couldn't do anything with it. And I got a laptop before kind of the new Brexit rules came in place. I got it from the UK, and under my warranty, it was that if I send it back, I can get it repaired for free. So I sent back the laptop in February, and I went to get it repaired and it took them 2 months, 2 months to bring this laptop back, which in my eyes is just insane, and it's just because of this Brexit thing. This should take maybe a week, and it took 2 months to come back. A flight from Dublin to London is like half an hour, and it took 2 months for this laptop to come back. As soon as I got this laptop back, I obviously downloaded all my editing software and everything like that back, so I can I downloaded it all back so that I could um edit some YouTube videos, because I hadn't uploaded in about 2 months, which was really annoying. But it's just something I had to deal with, and because I was on a steady growth. But it is what it is. So I got my laptop back after 2 months, and immediately I I recorded, edited, and posted my Fight Me ZX video, and then I went to work the next day. So when I came back from work, I go to turn on my laptop, and as I turn it on, the same thing happens. I look at the screen on my laptop, and it goes Windows not starting. Windows and it kept crashing, and crashing and crashing, and yeah, basically my dad and I just like looked at each other, and we're just like, I have to send it back again, because obviously they didn't fix it. So I go to send the laptop back, and to this day, bear in mind, I got it back after 2 months, had it for one day, sent it back the next day. To this day, I still don't have my laptop back. It's nearly August, and I sent it back in, I believe, start of April. It's been, I think, 4 months now, and I still don't have my laptop back. Now, what they said with the laptop was that basically what they said was that the first time they were just looking at it, they for some reason they just weren't repairing it, and then obviously then my dad contacted them again and was like, can you just send it back, because you've had it for like 3 months now. And they were like, oh yeah, so there was water on the motherboard, so under our warranty we can't fix it. And I'm like, I wish you guys could see my facial expressions right now, but I was just like, what is wrong with these? What is wrong with you? How do you not notice water on the motherboard when you had it for 2 months prior? You've had it for 3 months now. How do you just not notice it? It just doesn't work like that. No, it just doesn't work like that. To this day, they still have it. They say they're looking for this one part they need to fix my laptop, but at this point right now, I don't really care, and that's because, as I said prior, with my friend with COVID, I finally have built my PC. With his PC, I'm gonna be making loads of YouTube videos. I've been so excited for this. I'm gonna be making loads more YouTube videos. I'm gonna be trying to stream. I hope I can get my Canon camera to work. I got a Canon EOS 700D, I think. I would love for that to be my face cam. But for some reason it's just not working, so it's kind of just like an external camera I have. If anyone actually knows, if you can put it down in the comments, if you know how to connect a Canon EOS 700D to the laptop to make it like work as the face cam, just let me know, because that's why this audio right now, I would record this with a camera, but I'm just going to be recording this audio only for now. But yeah, basically I have my PC built, and I'm going to be editing more videos and uploading more videos, especially if I have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm going to be doing that. Second of all, actually, I don't even know. Instead of just jumping to different topics, I'm gonna try to be way more chill, not trying to force as much. I don't know what the length of this podcast is gonna be. Could be a very short podcast. I don't know. I don't have another person that I would be making this podcast with. That could change further down the road, but as of right now, I don't have another person. Then, what was I looking at? I'm just trying to look at my notes, by the way. You can't see, but I'm looking at my notes about topics. Okay, I started this new Devilcog podcast. The word literally has no meaning. I just remember I really like this clothing brand called Public Saint. Saint, devil, and then I literally just put it into a random word generator, and it just gave me Devilcog. So that's why It's called the Devilcog podcast. There's no meaning behind it or anything like that. I also think it's pretty cool name for like a brand, like a clothing brand, which I would like to make some custom clothes, but that will be for a different podcast or a different video like that. If you, by the way, if you do hear me sniffling, that could probably be because I have COVID. So just letting you guys know in advance. Um, Now I've made this new podcast on myself, as I've just mentioned, but I do have another podcast, and that is the Mickey Project podcast, which was on my. Oh, there's a spider right now on my desk. Um, which was on a completely different channel, which I made with two of my friends. Now, what happened with that podcast was that basically we were recording when I used to live in Germany before I moved because of COVID, and basically, um, basically the thing that happened was our schedules just didn't match. They had university all the time. I had work. I was living an hour ahead. Basically, the only time that they could record when they didn't have to do assignments or they were out with friends was at like 10 p.m. at night. Bear in mind, if you check that channel out, the podcasts are like an hour long. So I would be finishing around 12 p.m. like, or well, 12 a.m. 12 a.m. Like 30 minutes past 12, and then I always try to upload it for a fixed schedule, which at the start was Monday. And if I worked the next day, I would have to record the podcast at 12, or I'd be finished at 12:30. I'd have to go through the podcast, edit the podcast, that's another hour, edit out any parts that weren't supposed to be in it, and then schedule it for uploading, so I'd have to wait for it to fully upload, and then put make the thumbnail, everything like that. And I was just kind of just like, I was just like, guys, I can't be like doing this, like staying up until 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. when I have work the next morning. And if this is the only time we can do it, then maybe we should just leave it for a bit. We decided just to leave it for a bit. We didn't have any real topics for a while. That's like what one of the videos or one of the podcasts is literally like scenarios of us going on dates, which was just like, it was kind of a mess podcast. Honestly, I did really enjoy doing it, but it was kind of a mess doing it. But yeah, so we were thinking of recording this summer some stuff for that podcast, but then obviously I didn't have a laptop. I couldn't edit the actual podcast then if we did record it. Now that I do have a PC to record it and edit it, I might have COVID. My friend Liam might have COVID. Josh was just in isolation for 10 days. Like, it's just kind of a nightmare. Like, all these plans now coming up, and then we get COVID. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, you can't really do anything about it. But yeah, so that's what has happened with that podcast. Would I go back to it? Yes, I would go back to that podcast. I would not mind recording for that podcast. I'm completely down for that. Would I only do one of these podcasts? No, I'd be up for doing both podcasts. With this podcast, I'm gonna keep it way more relaxed. I'm not gonna have a fixed schedule. I'm gonna have the uploads on my second channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, by the way, because it's not just gonna be my podcast. I'm gonna upload like clips from streams if I do stream. I'm gonna do like kind of second channel content on this channel, and then on my main channel, I'm gonna do videos where I believe I could put a lot more work into, or videos that I just believe would do a lot better on my main channel, such as like kind of big movies, like big movie reactions, because I do want to do a video of my friend watches The Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and then because the Boba Fett series is coming out and loads of Star Wars content is coming out, and then maybe even go into Marvel if he would like that. It just depends on our schedules like that. So yeah, that's basically what this podcast is. It's just, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't have another person doing this podcast with me right now, so yeah, it's just a lot more going with the flow. I can do topics that I would really like to. I'm gonna do some commentary videos that are apart from this. I feel like commentary videos would be more on my second channel. Could be on my main channel, depends on what the topic is or how well it takes it. Because on my main channel, I feel like I have that thought process of like, oh, I can't really do a commentary channel. No one's gonna watch it on my main channel. Whereas on my second channel, I don't really give a shit because I can just upload whatever. But at the same time, I have that same mentality with my first channel, because if you look on it, I have vlogs, reaction videos, trailer reactions, video game like gameplay. Like I have everything. I have like a hot sauce video. I have like loads of stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of just a mess of things. But I'm just gonna keep doing what I enjoy. When I have time for it, I'll do it. I don't want to stress myself out too much, but I don't also want to have no stress on myself, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's kind of like my plans with my podcast. On my notes here, I have plans for the future. What are my plans for the future? I have a huge list of video ideas I want to do. I'm not gonna give any away. You're just gonna have to subscribe, most likely to my main channel. You might as well subscribe to this channel if you want to listen to more podcast stuff as well, because I've been writing down video ideas since I haven't had my PC for around the last 5 months. I've just been writing down video ideas. I'm gonna be going into a lot more detail. I'm gonna like create like document files where I can, um, where I can just put in like more thought process behind my videos, more editing, like higher quality videos for you guys. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Also, would I ever do any collabs? I would love to do collabs with ZEDEXGG. I've already done a couple collabs, for his channel, for my channel. We've already done a couple ones, but we've never really done any IRL videos, except maybe my vlog that I did when I was with his family in Galway. That was pretty fun. But yeah, I would love to do some stuff with him, more stuff with him in the future. I feel like he'd be down as well. But I would just want to speak on this and say to him that I'm very, proud of him. I have a thing of like, I find it hard just to be like, oh, like complimenting a lot of people. I feel like for me it's a bit harder. Even though like I receive quite a few compliments, I feel like it's harder for me to say them back. Don't know why. It's just like a mentality. But yeah. So recently, I'm just gonna check now. But he's been smashing it on TikTok. So he does gaming kind of TikTok. So if you guys are, into gaming and stuff like that, make sure to follow him on TikTok and on YouTube especially. I'm just gonna try and find his TikTok right now. He currently has 436,000 followers on TikTok, which is insane. That's actually insane. Then on YouTube, he has, I think, 3.8 thousand followers or subscribers on YouTube, which is just insane to me, like, how big he's grown. And I just want to say, he knows this. I'm one of the reasons that he's blown up because of the fact that he used to just make kind of gameplay TikToks just from his, like, his Fortnite clips. But I remember telling him, I was like, use your face in your TikToks, use your face. People love seeing like people's faces in TikToks instead of just raw gameplay. For example, if you're streaming and you have a face cam, it's a lot more likely that you'll get traffic in viewers, because people are just attracted to like the reactions, like the facial reactions of people. As soon as he started using his face in his videos, they started blowing up. So if anything, you could just say I'm the actual reason behind his growth on social media and stuff like that. Which is just, it's just what I do, man. It's just what I do. Now, I was actually with ZX in Cork, and I was actually with my entire friend group. We were in Cork about a month ago. We were just there for like a kind of lads holiday, like a classic boys holiday. And the year before, we all went to Galway, and I thought that was actually a really good trip. And we thought this year, you know what, let's not go to Galway, let's go to somewhere else. So we decided to go to Cork City. Personally, Cork City was nowhere near as good as Galway. And even the people from Cork were like, why are you here? Why did you decide to come here? You could have gone anywhere else. And you come to Cork City. And basically, it was just like, the people there from Cork, and I'm obviously, if you're from Cork listening to this, I'm not saying this is everyone, but the people we met on like the nights out and stuff, just such specimens. They're just like such creatures. They're like, it's so fascinating how different they were, for me personally, compared to people from Dublin. And it was just like, I'll tell you a quick story now. So I have long hair, which you would have seen from my recent video on my main channel, just which might probably brought you here. I have a lot longer hair now, and I'd say I have pretty feminine features on my face, like my eyebrows and all that. I usually don't have too much acne. These masks, I'm getting the maskne, which is really pissing me off. But kind of stuff like that. And we were sitting down on the bench. Obviously, I can't tell you where it was because I just don't know off the top of my head. We were sitting in Cork City on a night out, like 1 a.m. Sitting on one of these benches, just me and a couple friends. And this one, I don't know if I could call him a junkie. He probably is a junkie, but he comes over to us. He's not like one of the hell yeah, like he's not one of them. He was just like kind of like just like a normal dude, but like you can kind of tell like he was like very drunk, and he just comes over to us. Like we're just kind of like chill, like we didn't like weren't like too like hostile or anything like that. He just comes over to us and he just starts talking to us like normally, and we're just like just chatting back to him like and my friend, I'm just gonna call him John. He knows who it is, but he knows who he is. But he's just like kind of slagging the guy, and I'm just like, oh Jesus, man, like you don't know what the people from Cork are gonna do, cause like there's some incidents in Cork. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, well, where even are we? Like it's like I feel like I'm in Jackass 4 or something. But basically he's kind of like slagging him like that, and then he goes like, oh, do you like boys, to the junkie. He's like, oh, do you like boys? And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, you're like, oh no, I don't. But he just kept saying it, so he kind of got a bit pissed off. He was like, stop, man, stop saying I like boys. And then he was like, my friend, he goes, oh, would you kiss him? Would you give him a kiss? Cause you like boys, like talking about me, asking if the junkie would kiss me. And then the junkie goes over and he tries to whisper, but he's like so loud, so like obviously everyone can hear. And he goes, oh my god, I thought that was a girl, kind of stuff like that. And so all of them obviously burst out laughing, and I'm just like doing the awkward laugh, so I don't seem like stubborn or something like that. I don't really care. It wasn't like it was. I don't ever really take offense to it. But he's like, oh, like I thought you were a girl, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I get that a lot. Like I have pretty feminine features. Like I get that a lot. Like don't worry about it, man. And then as like everyone's getting back into the conversation, I kind of like I look over at the guy, and he's like staring me right in the face, and I'm doing the classic like 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 that kind of like laugh you do in work, or the laugh you kind of do with someone you don't know, where you're like just like kind of like the awkward like laugh, just to not make it awkward. And he looks at me and he starts going like he starts doing like kissing faces at me, and I was just like, what the fuck is wrong? I just felt so awkward, so I just like got out of there because I was like, oh Jesus Christ, some junkie just like made a kissing like motion at me. But yeah, that was one of the kind of main things from Cork. It was pretty dead, to be honest. Cork, like compared to Galway, I feel like the people in Galway, just the actual locations in Galway, were just so much better than Cork City. Cork City was just Dublin. It was just town. Like there wasn't really too much. There wasn't like a beach or anything, unless obviously you get the bus to the somewhere in Cork. But there wasn't a beach or anything. It was all just like kind of town. We were in a hostel, so didn't have our own house or anything like that. But yeah, it was just kind of like just a bit dead, to be honest. But it was decent. I only stayed there for I think 3 nights, and then I went home because I had to go work the next day. But yeah, it was alright. It wasn't too bad. We're hoping to go to Spain. It all just depends on if we're vaccinated or if we have COVID. Because if you have COVID and then you have proof that you tested positive for it previously, you don't need to get a test. And I don't really want to go and get a test because it's like €90 each way. If you don't want to quarantine when you get back. So it's just a bit of a stress to have to pay like €180 just to travel to Spain for like 3-4 days and come back. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting. Hopefully, if I have COVID, then I know I don't need to get the vaccine. And then if I don't have COVID, hopefully then I get the vaccine before, so that I can actually travel. Um, Other than that, yeah, Cork was just all right. I tried vlogging. I have some footage. I might like make a vlog out of footage I have from a lot of different days over like the weeks. But yeah, no, I recorded like the starting trip and all that, and I brought my camera out the first night. Had it in my bag, but I just realized like the people we were with, like the people that were like kind of in Cork City, the stuff that happened on the first night. There was I think 9 fights. I was like, holy shit. But like I was just like, yeah, like my friends wanted to do like public interviews, but I was just like me and some other friends were just like, I don't think this is a good idea for public interviews, because like you never know if like how one of them will react to one of the questions, and they might like grab the camera, smash it. Someone could steal the camera and stuff like that. So I just left it, and I was just like, I just wasn't in the mood then to record anything really in Cork, just because of kind of like the people there. But if we do go on holidays to like Spain or something, I will make sure I'll get a vlog. I gotta remind myself and remind me in the comments and stuff like that, that I will vlog. If we go to Spain or something like that, I will vlog, and I'll bring like a second, just a bit cheaper camera for the nights out, just so I don't break it. But yeah, I will be. I will vlog if I go on holidays abroad. So yeah, on my notes, the only last thing I have now, might bring this podcast up to 30 minutes, is my video calling out ZEDEXGG for a fight. So my friends and a lot of people have been wondering what that video was, where it's called Fight Me ZX. But basically, me and ZX we were gonna have like a boxing match, obviously with the hype of the YouTube versus TikTok boxing match and all that. We were just like, oh, would you want to have like a little boxing match? We bought the gloves, headgear, and everything, and we were just like, oh, would you be down to have like a little boxing match? Do like five 2-minute rounds, nothing crazy with headgear and everything. And yeah, we were both down. And then as time went on, I was doing just a little bit of training just to like get better technique and stuff like that. I had one Muay Thai lesson just to get like a bit better technique and stuff like that. But Luke didn't really do any training. And then as it got closer to the date, we were supposed to like do it on like the 17th of July. As it got closer to the date, we were basically like, I asked him again. I was like, you haven't made a response video, like kind of to hype up the fight. You haven't made a response video. You haven't really trained or anything like that. Are you actually down to have the fight? Because unless you're 100%, don't have this fight. Don't do it. Just let me know, okay? Because I don't care if you don't want to do it. It is what it is. I don't want to force you into anything. If you're not 100%, don't do the fight. And then he told me he wasn't actually 100%. He would maybe be down to just like a spar or something, friendly spar, but he wouldn't want to do the fight, and he wouldn't want to do it in front of cameras especially. So because of that, our boxing match is kind of just fallen out. It's kind of cancelled. I do have sparring footage from when me and my friend Steve, I'm not gonna say his full name, when me and him had a boxing, like a spar. That was like 3 2-minute rounds. I have the footage for that. If enough people in the comments want to see it, I will post it. But if they do not, then I won't post it, obviously. But yeah, so I had one sparring match. That's it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm a boxer. I've had 40 street fights, like something like that. I'm not gonna say that, because I'm not. Like I would get slapped up by anyone that has any boxing experience. But yeah, so that boxing match kind of fell through, and that's like really the last kind of piece I've had in my notes here for this podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down any topics you want me to speak about on my next podcast. Hopefully the audio quality and everything like that is fine. I'm sorry that there's no face cam or anything like that. It's just because I can't connect it. So if you know how to fix that, make sure you comment it down below. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening to this audio podcast. And yeah, make sure to subscribe, because obviously, like I just mentioned, I'm going to be uploading a lot more on my first and on my second channel. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening to this podcast, and I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.